So what's up, YouTube? Um, what's that? I was gonna say? I guess this video gonna be about colorism and the nursing home. And a lot of people gonna be like, well, why are you talking about colorism? Colorism is, uh, it's not that serious. To correct the wrong person, it is. And I can just tell you a story that is the reason why I chose colorism today. Um, my roommate, she's an 87-year-old lady, elderly woman who is a black woman who, a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago, called me and a CNA who is my complexion, prejudice. And you'll be like, well, why does that hurt your feelings? You know, she probably didn't mean it. You know, she's elderly. Don't hold it against her. Not once did she call us prejudice. She called us prejudice 3 different times. And I really didn't bring it to her family's attention because, you know, they're probably going to say, oh, she don't mean nothing by it. You know, look at us. We are different shades of black or melanin, and you shouldn't be offended. Uh, it's offensive. It is offensive. So when I corrected her to let her know, you know, hey, nowadays the our culture don't call each other prejudice because why should we be? You know, our melanin is different. Sometimes you have melanin people who are lighter than me, who are 3 or 4 shades darker than me, or you have people who could be considered shoot forgot the word, but somebody that's high, almost white, but they're black. Um, and I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention because it can happen in a nursing home. It could happen anywhere, not just in a nursing home. It could happen in a school. It can happen at your job. It can happen everywhere. But I just wanted people to understand, from my point of view, being called prejudice as a black woman or black anybody, black man, black anybody, black child, whatever, is wrong. It is rude. It is disrespectful, and I think like you should have this conversation with your children at home or with your teenagers or whoever, in a dinner type setting as of where you sitting around the table and you ask your kids, well, how was their day at school or whatever, and they just so happen to say, well, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or auntie, uncle, hey, this person called me prejudiced. What do I do? This is what you should do. Educate them on it's not right. Um, I guess the way she summed it up, or another CNA summed it up for her, hey, she didn't really mean it. She was just jealous because you get worked on first, and then she gets worked on later, and it's like, that doesn't make that okay. That she uses, the word, oh, y'all being prejudiced. And then she said, well, you're prejudiced too, talking about me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not disrespectful to anybody. I try to treat everybody with respect, whether they, deserve it or not. And she was like, well, the reason why I call you that is because they work on you first. You know everybody's names. Um, I said, some days I have blank spaces where, I can see somebody and they'll be talking to me or they know my name and they'll say hello or goodbye or have a conversation with me. And I'll be like, oh, okay, your name is da da da, or your name is blah blah blah, or your name is this and that. And she kind of, or the other CNA, who is larger than myself and larger than the other CNA, explained to my roommate, who is a high yellow lady, or she's also melanin, but just light skin melanin. And she was just like, well, that's not prejudice. I said, and so she's like, what it is you're jealous because they work on Kelly first, which is me, and then they do you. My bed is by the window. Then we have this huge gap in the middle where another bed should be, but because I'm very much aware that I sit in a wheelchair, I didn't want another bed in there. They tried to put one. And I was just like, no. This room is too small, one. And two, with it being myself in a wheelchair and Miss Jackson in a wheelchair, we don't need another person in here. We use a Hoyer lift, which is a machine that picks us up using the pads behind me, or the thing that I'm sitting on that's behind me that is blue and purple. That's behind me. It lifts up, and you need space to do a complete 360, a circle. And they felt like, well, they heard me out after 3 or 4 times of explaining the room is too small for another bed to be in the way. So they was like, okay, we'll fine. They didn't put anybody in the middle. So I'm by the window, which is considered bed C, and then she's by the door, and she's bed A. So when CNAs come in, regardless to who it is, whether it's 1 or 2 CNAs or it's just one CNA, they start with me first, working their way the other way, and so or working their way back toward the door, and that is what the excuse was for her. And I was just like, no, that's not okay. So then I proceeded to tell her later, like it's a thing in the world where black people have colorism. And she was like, well, it's not about the skin. I said, but she said, oh, I was just playing. You didn't say that at the end of your sentence. You kept calling myself and Jackie prejudice. I said, to be honest with you, when I got up the same day, I was going to have them remove you from my room. I didn't want to be your roommate anymore. And this is me being honest. And she was like, you serious? I'm like, yeah. Like, I wasn't joking. I literally set up the situation the way you said it to me and the way that I took it. I was going to have them remove you from the room. Either you were going with the ladies right across the hall, which is a non-prejudiced place. They take black and white people, regardless of sex, race, and religion. They take everybody. But I was going to ask them to send you over there with the lady who keeps her light on, TV on, all types of night or whatever, and she's listening or watching TV. Or the TV is either playing for her and or the TV is watching her, now she's watching it. And she was like, why would you do that? I said, because being called prejudice as a black woman, I don't like it, and it's not cool. And she was like, well, I wasn't looking at your skin color. And I said, you couldn't tell me that if the sky was purple and I'm looking outside and the sky blue, it's still offensive. And she was like, well, what do you mean? I said, it's people who have the same melanin like we get, either darker or lighter, and they only deal with, I have an aunt that's like this. I have an aunt who is colorist. She considers herself upper class because she has bright skin and brown eyes and long black hair, and somebody like me she wouldn't deal with because I'm dark skinned, short hair, or nappy hair or whatever, short hair or nappy hair, and I'm just dark. She wouldn't deal with me at all. And for a while, I did not know this until one day she said, my aunt said to me, oh, I don't really want to mess with my dark skinned nieces and nephews. I only want to take care of the light skinned nieces and nephews. Now, mind you, different family members have like different pigments. Mine is dark. My dad is brown. My brother's one of my brothers, he's dark skinned. The other one is brown. My complexion, almost my hand complexion, and then well, is my hand complexion, and then I have sisters who are darker than me. I have sisters who is a little, like this, or a little brighter, and then I have cousins who are high yellow or brighter skin tone, and then I have nieces or baby cousins who are white, and you know what I'm saying, and we don't make them feel like they don't, we don't love them. Well, I love them all the same. I don't, pick and choose who I play with or who I talk to because I love everybody the same. I don't see pigment, but certain people do. And and I was telling her that story, telling my roommate about my aunt, and she was like, "Well, I don't see it that way." I said, "But for you to call two black women who be around you every day, all day long, or a few hours of the day, but me being around you every day, all day long, why would you think that I was prejudiced?" She said, "Well, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Man, yes, I know she's older, and yes, I know she didn't mean it, but she kept saying it, and I was just like, I'm not gonna tolerate that. Like the next time you feel the need to address me or say like that, I'm going to stop talking to you. I will, step away from it." And she was like, "I really hurt your feelings." I was like, "Yes, like that's not okay. It's disrespectful." And she was like, "Well, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it." And then for like 10 to 20 minutes, I didn't speak to her. I like calmed down for a second, and I was just like, "Lord, like take this, the word and the feeling away, because she needs somebody." Cause like, she got good news today, and I meant to call her, grandkids and let them know, but I didn't do that. I kind of was like, well, I'll call them later, or let me record first, and then I'll call. I waited until I think it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock to record, and I will update them in the morning of what was told to her. She got super excited and was like, "Oh, I don't have to be here for Thanksgiving. I can leave or whatever." And I guess she thought that, like, you know, her talking about she was ready to go home kind of like put me in a bad slump. But no, like, I want you to be able to see your grandchildren or great grands grow up into beautiful men and women, of color. I want you to see that. Would never hold you here because you feel like I'm gonna be alone, and that's not the case. Um, I've been alone for 4 years almost, and being here for a year, that make it four. So 4 years almost, and then you know, I'm used to it. I've secluded myself enough to where well, at first it was not. Sorry about that. It wasn't on purpose. It was just something I kind of was like used to doing, and then sorry about that. I don't have no control over what is going on outside. But yeah, great. They're at the door. Get in. Um, sorry, y'all. It's being in a nursing home. Stuff like this happen. We always get the fire truck, or we get the ambulance, or we get, and it's weird. Either somebody is either. Oh gosh, I'm gonna stay in here and do this but and do this video. But I was telling my roommate, I said, listen, never say that I'm prejudiced. Again, you almost was on your way out the door of my room. I can't claim the room because it's not mine, but I live in the room with you. I respect your space. I would appreciate if you respect me enough to respect me as well. I never disrespect Miss Jackson. Is her name. She is, like I said, she's an elderly lady. I look at her as a grandmother. Same with this other lady who it might be a little bit younger. Excuse me, might be either a little bit younger or a little bit older than her. And her name is Miss Emma. She is very sweet, elderly lady. She says she alone in the world, but she's not. She has a daughter that's still alive and a couple of nieces and nephews still alive. And they come see her every now and then, but she does feel like she's alone in the world. She literally said to me before myself coming in here to record, she said to me, I'm gonna die in this place. I said, don't say that. Like, you're not gonna die in here. She's like, yes I am, I'm gonna die in here. And I'm like, Miss Emma, like, don't say that. I said, if it makes it any better for you, you can adopt me as your granddaughter, even though you know nothing of my life. You don't know how I ended up here or anything like that. You talk with me and you laugh with me, and you make me feel like I still got my grandmother here. So I'm gonna need you to stop saying, you know, you gonna die here because I don't want you to die here. And, I know you gonna have to leave the earth sooner or later, but I don't want you to die here. And she was like, she smiled a little bit, and I'm like, if I don't do nothing else, and the time of me being here with you or you being here with me, if I did nothing but make you smile, I need you to keep doing that, keep smiling. And she got really excited. When she smiled and started laughing with me as we were talking about, because what we do when we don't have activities or activities is over, she'll come sit with me on the wall, and we'll be sitting there like chatting it up, talking it up, and she'll be like, oh well, she'll pick about something, and I'll pick about something, and she'll be like, we'll be laughing and giggling, and people be like, well, what y'all talking about? What's so funny? And I'm like, it's nothing. Like, I'm just here to help somebody, feel like they got somebody or whatever. I guess that's my purpose of being here, is to make somebody like Miss Emma, somebody who's alone and feels alone, knows that she's not alone. You know what I'm saying? She got me. She got other people here that love her and pay attention to her. And we just, if I'm only for a little while or an hour, a couple of hours or so, if I'm helping you feel better, then believe that that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to help you feel better, or if for whatever reason you need to, talk or whatever, I'm always a good ear. I can listen, or whatever. I mean, like, you probably won't understand me, but I will always understand you because I'm looking at you as like a grandparent, like a grandmother, because I don't have mine. Both of mine died a year apart. My mom's, I'm sorry, I think my dad's mom, she died in, oh no, I'm sorry, they died a few months apart. My grandmother, on my dad's side, she died in, I think, March, and then in June of same year, 2018, my grandmother on my mom's side, she died then in June. I believe in 2018. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but not too sure. And doesn't really matter. But I think both of them will be proud because, or a little bit sad because I chose to move out of my mom's house into something like this because of the situation, and it was never, to hurt anybody or to harm anybody or to cause anybody pain. I just did it because I wanted to be in my own apartment. However, being in a nursing home is not like living in your own apartment because here they do check and change at 5 o'clock. And there's a schedule here that I hate, but I've been dealing with it, and yeah. So, um, like I said, if colorism is a thing and you feel some weird way about it, just talk to people who understand, or you need some more understanding on it. It's called Google. Google is free. You can always Google it, and stop using the word prejudice as if it's okay to say. It's not, especially if you're in a black community, or if you're in a Mexican community, if you're Chinese community or whatever. Stop using it. It's not okay. But yeah, I'm done talking. I need to go lay down somewhere, and I'll see you all later. Thank you for watching, and God bless. All right, bye.